Howdy everyone, Sarcy here, and today we'll be looking at Awesome P2 on Nintendo Switch. Awesome P2 is a platformer game that's a sequel to Awesome P1, in which you have to navigate through 25 increasingly difficult levels as a bouncing P without dying and make it to the exit. The game is an extensive amount of trial and error, as you'll find yourself dodging everything from skull bats, saws, smaller Ps that are like bullets, spikes, both on the wall and in the air, and more. If you get hit by anything, you start the level over. The levels kinda have different challenging themes they switch between, like the ones where you're avoiding spikes while also avoiding moving saws and bats, and overall really having to make perfect use of the double jump. Then there's the ones where there's just bullets everywhere, which tend to be the ones that are the most pain in the assy to me, as you infrequently get a chance to stop and plan your next move, as they urge you to keep moving and time your movements just right without jumping right into incoming fire that can come from multiple different directions at once. The game keeps track of how long you take in each level on each run, as well as how many coins you collect, but my advice is to just forget about the coins and just focus on getting through the levels, as with how many times you'll likely be dying, you'll only give yourself more frustration by giving yourself something amidst the chaos to grab for. Like I said, it's a lot of trial and error and just knowing when to time things like your jumps just right, and you'll sometimes find yourself dying a lot but slowly making more and more progress each time, until you eventually learn the pattern of obstacles and get your timing perfectly. There were a few issues I encountered, but only one of them was actually semi-game hindering. A few times I managed to get stuck on ledges in that ball form you become when you jump, and thus I was unable to jump from that position unless I let myself fall off onto another ledge to transition back into the on the ground form. In some levels, the music just fades out and doesn't even loop. I mean, it does restart after a few seconds of silence, but it was a little bit off-putting. Besides that, there wasn't really anything else noteworthy. The game tries to feel Game Boy-ish, and to me, it did a so-so job at doing so. By default, there's a sort of CRT filter turned on to help emulate that, but since Game Boy didn't have CRT unless played on a Superboy cart for Super Nintendo, there never really was that sort of effect, so I just left it off. In the end, Awesome P2 is a standard retro-styled platformer that's on the harder side and overall will demand a bit more patience than others. So anyway, if you want this game yourself, it'll be available on the eShop for $5, but is on sale at the time of this video for $4. I'd like to thank PigeonDev for sending me the review key. This is Sarcy on the Game Clips channel, and I'm out.